Well, we're here at the Glasgow Hilton, where today we've held the judging session for the Cream Awards in the Midlands and the Cream Awards in Yorkshire. I've just managed to grab Jonathan Degar from the Bridge in Glasgow, who's been the chairman of the judges today. I'm just going to get his thoughts on the session today. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Richard.
What were your kind of general thoughts on the work that you've seen this year?
Well, it was an interesting kind of variation. A lot of interesting design work, I thought. I was quite surprised to see how many kind of fairly big brands there are being advertised out of the Midlands, and some nice work for them as well. Particularly on the design side, there's going right through to packaging, advertising as well. There were one or two strong campaigns for brands, which is encouraging, and a lot of new public service work as well, which I think is a sort of growing category probably everywhere in Britain, I should think.
And were there any particular categories that you felt were particularly strongest this year?
I think, yeah, probably the design categories were generally a bit stronger than the advertising, generally speaking. There's one or two, not very much TV, but what was there was there were one or two strong ads. Radio was quite disappointing, I thought.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about any categories that were kind of disappointing. Radio 1, were there any other areas that you felt were a little bit weaker?
Yeah, the ambient is normally a category that produces quite a lot of innovative work, and there was one or two things, but I thought the ambient was a little bit light, a little bit disappointing generally. And radio, obviously, I mean, it doesn't cost a lot of money to do good radio advertising, so you'd maybe expect to see a bit more in that area.
And were there any trends at all that you noticed with regards to clients or creativity?
Yeah, well, clients, I would say, particularly the sort of government stuff. There's a lot more of it than maybe expect to see, and some decent work as well in that area. As I say before, one or two strong brands as well. But I think the design stuff stood out, and actually probably the strongest category of all was websites.
All right.
Some really good. I mean, websites are a tricky one because ideas can actually get in the way of websites. You know, sometimes have too much of an idea in there, and it slows down the navigation and makes the whole thing difficult to deal with, and people can be over creative with websites. But there were some very good examples of creative ideas in websites that actually were still user friendly, which I thought was good.
And how would you say the creativity compares across the Midlands, Yorkshire, and even into Scotland, where obviously you're based in Glasgow? How would you say the creativity compares? Well,
I'm a bit biased on that one probably, but no, I think the regions are getting stronger and have been getting stronger for the last 10 years, and that seems to be continuing.
And finally, were there any pieces that you wish you'd worked on?
Yeah, definitely one or two things I thought were very strong. I won't mention any names, but the Chairman's Award, I think, was one I'd have been certainly proud to do myself, and yeah, there's some nice things there, definitely.
That's great. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.